Hi everyone, my name is Alex. Today I'm going to be trying two new sunscreens released from Peach & Lily. These include the Peach & Lily Beam Blocker Invisible Sunscreen, which retails for $34, and the Peach & Lily Sun Cover Mineral Sunscreen, which also retails for $34. I'm excited to see two new sunscreen launches from Peach & Lily. I feel like that it is beneficial to release two because mineral options are usually not universal and chemical options sometimes work better for people's skin. I do like that they took the considerate approach of releasing two different formulas so that way it can be a little bit more of a universal option. Chemical sunscreens utilizing American filters are not my favorite. They do utilize zinc oxide in their mineral sunscreen. It is looking to be a little bit tinted, so I will be excited to see how that performs for my skin. These products are vegan, cruelty-free, fragrance-free, and alcohol-free. They also come in recyclable packaging. Big things I'm going to be looking for with each include what finish does it leave, which one do I prefer, and how do each of them work for my skin. I'm just letting you know I'm not the best to testify for mineral sunscreens in terms of how universal they are because I am able to get away with a lot of mineral sunscreens. Definitely recommend following creators who look like you to get an accurate depiction of how the product will perform on your skin tone. I am as white as the mineral filters, so I am able to use most mineral sunscreens. Tinted though, I am going to be curious to see if it does work for my skin. As for anything else, I'll be continuing to do check-ins, so I will see you all in the next check-in. I'm here in Natural Lighting to give you a quick check-in, also my first impression with the mineral sunscreen. Can't lie, not that excited about this because it is an American mineral sunscreen. I feel like those often are pretty thick and heavy on the skin, and I've not really found a tint in these universal formulas that have worked really well for my skin, but I'm excited to see this. It does have a nice feel for a mineral sunscreen. Now this is a mineral SPF 30, kind of has a light neutral tone to it to kind of offset any white cast. I'm actually speaking a little too soon. I think I like the feel of this. I am gonna go in with a 1/4 teaspoon like I do with all of my mineral sunscreen. This has a nice tint to it that's a little bit yellowy. Now, when we apply the full amount, this is where we get a little crazy. I do have some facial hair today, so we're really gonna be putting this to the test. Kind of didn't shave on purpose to see if it would collect. It feels a little heavier, but I have to say greasy wise it doesn't feel terribly bad going on the face. Also doesn't look that crazy, I don't think. It's gonna take a little bit of working in the skin. I'm worried about this pilling. It's seeming to not separate but just act weird when I do rub it in. Not cakey feeling, it's just like, I don't know if you can see that. It's just like kind of collecting on my hands. So that worries me just a little bit about pilling. I'm really impressed though because they have seemed to make a fairly neutral finish to a mineral sunscreen. I'm looking in the mirror as well. Sometimes I look crazy in these and I don't see it on the viewfinder. It doesn't look too crazy. It's pretty lightweight and pretty blendable on me. It is an SPF 30 though. There are tons of mineral SPF 30s that work great for my skin. Like I said before, make sure you follow creators who look like you to get an accurate depiction. Mineral sunscreens usually don't work for deeper skin, so I really don't even want to consider that, but there's always that option. So I would recommend following creators that look like you to get an accurate depiction. I'm impressed. This feels really nice. If it causes pilling, we will see. I mean, there's a little bit, like a slight yellow tone to me, but nothing terrible. Definitely blendable, definitely workable. I think it has a lot of potential. So we will see. I'm gonna continue using it and then I'll check in again. I'm gonna give you all a quick check-in. Also my first impression with the chemical sunscreen. Another American chemical-based sunscreen. Not that I'm discouraging this product, but I definitely know of so many options on the market that are a fraction of the price. So we will see. SPF 30 chemical sunscreen. It does feel very lightweight. And it's pretty light on the skin actually. Chemical sunscreens sometimes can cause eye stinging. They also sometimes can cause some heaviness and greasiness on the face. So that will be something that I'm kind of testing with this product. I'm gonna apply a 1/4 teaspoon like I do with all formulas. I will say this does seem to have a little bit, oh, never mind. I thought it had a whipped texture, but that went away as I started rubbing it. It started feeling like a cream. It doesn't feel too heavy going on the face. It just feels like a standard chemical-based sunscreen with an SPF 30 level protection. Products like this just don't excite me. It is definitely so expensive for the price point, and I'm more critical on sunscreens in that regard because you do have to reapply them so frequently to get the maximum protection. I will say it gives a nice light dewy finish. It's not heavy on the face and definitely is a good sunscreen. SPF 30 is hurting it because I know of some 50s that are this lightweight and also a fraction of the price point. This just doesn't excite me. I'm just not excited by this whatsoever. I am gonna continue using it and see more long term because I do understand the importance of having options. I know with my acne prone skin, it's always good to have options. I'm not even sure if this will work for my acne. The reason why I try out these sunscreens, even if I'm already discouraged by them, is because they do open up more options. Say they work for me and there's one day where I'm struggling to find a chemical sunscreen, there's always another place to turn. You can see it doesn't leave a white cast, doesn't leave any heavy finish. Comparing it to the mineral, I can definitely tell it's a little bit more lightweight. Honestly though, the mineral was more impressive from what I could tell. I'm still trying this out. This is just a first impression, but like to make a lightweight mineral sunscreen is a little bit more special. To make a lightweight chemical sunscreen, this is just an average Tuesday, so it's nothing too exciting. I will continue using it, seeing how it performs, and then I'll check in again. I'm here to give you all my final thoughts on these sunscreens. There is a clear winner between the two. For me, I was personally able to use the mineral sunscreen, and tinted mineral sunscreens are a little bit more rare for me to enjoy. So I ultimately feel like that is what made me really enjoy this mineral sunscreen. Still not my favorite filter, but if you do have sensitive skin and you do have paler skin, because even though it is a tinted mineral sunscreen, I don't think it's going to be a universal option. I can't speak on that though. I still would recommend following creators who look like you to get an accurate depiction of how the sunscreen will perform on your skin tone. I am able to get away with so many mineral sunscreens though. Not that rare to find a mineral sunscreen that works for me, but I did enjoy this a little bit better than some options because it did feel a little bit more lightweight, had a good tint to it, and wasn't too heavy or greasy on the face. Felt like a chemical sunscreen almost. I would still recommend the Live Tinted sunscreen for a good wider range to a mineral tinted sunscreen, but in terms of tinted mineral sunscreens, this was one of the best that I have tried and worked for my skin. Usually they can be a little bit warm unless they do have a wide range of sunscreen shades, so that is why I did enjoy this mineral sunscreen. Now let's talk about the chemical sunscreen. There was nothing I liked about it, honestly. It felt very greasy, almost like an SPF 50 level concentration, but it didn't have an SPF 50, it was an SPF 30. Burned my eyes, caused a lot of eye stinging and sensitivity, which I am not susceptible to often. So I was a little caught off guard by it. I wasn't expecting to feel that with this chemical sunscreen, but it is also so expensive and just not a good chemical sunscreen in my opinion. The mineral had some abilities and aspects where I feel like it would stand out a little bit more than the chemical filter sunscreen. Honestly, if you're gonna go for a chemical sunscreen, go for Bioma's ultralight sunscreen. That is my go-to. I constantly love that sunscreen and recommend it, and I still would in this case. It is just so much better, such a better price point, such a better feel. SPF 50 level concentration without that SPF 50 level feel like this had. There's just not anything I enjoyed about the chemical sunscreen. The mineral sunscreen was okay. I do feel like if you are able to get away with using an all white mineral sunscreen, Bubble has a good option for that. Bubble mineral sunscreen sunscreen is just one of my go-tos. It's all white though. This does have a little tint where I feel like medium skin tones could potentially get use out of this. I still think it's not gonna work for deeper skin because it is still a mineral sunscreen at the end of the day, unless you are going for something like the Live Tinted sunscreen. I don't think this is going to be enough of a color corrector to work for deeper skin. The mineral sunscreen would be the only one that I repurchase out of this line. I do feel like it is an impressive mineral sunscreen. I don't personally use that filter a lot. If I were to, this would be one of the products I would lean towards because it did have a really nice feel. I feel like it's pretty safe to say the chemical sunscreen, I'm just ruling that out completely. I don't even like the feel of it. Burned my eyes, caused a lot of sensitivity. It didn't cause acne, so there's one thing that's going for it, but everything else, I am not going to be repurchasing the chemical sunscreen. Mineral sunscreen, I'm still iffy on. If I ever needed a mineral sunscreen, I would lean towards it in the future. Ultimately, both of these sunscreens were pretty pricey for sunscreen. It's one of the steps in the skincare routine that you definitely want to invest in and want to get something that works for you and feels amazing. I just would recommend at least trying a more budget-friendly option first. When I look at other tinted mineral sunscreens, they are around this price point, so it's not terrible, especially the ones that have worked for me. Chemical sunscreen, go with the Bioma. Go with something else that's not this. This was just definition exactly what I don't like in a chemical sunscreen. Mineral sunscreen personally worked for me and I enjoyed it for that aspect. So I would recommend that if you are on the market for a new mineral sunscreen option. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it and you want to see more like this, make sure you subscribe because I post new videos every week. And I will see you all in the next review.